Aloha and welcome to Java. Especially today, thank you all kindly for joining me. It does mark 1 year of having Java with you all, and without you, it would definitely not be possible. So I appreciate all of you that have been supporting this channel in multiple ways. I truly appreciate you. So, quite a bit going on today. Let's go into it. Starting with our risk, today is Friday, April 19th, 2024. So, still extreme risk territory, the MMRI still above 300. We're watching relative strength of the dollar and the 10-year yield as always. We are deep into fear territory for the markets. We've just had 4 days of coming down. So we have fear trade on some strikes that happened in the Middle East. Basically, Israel had struck Iran. We'll go more into that. So that made oil come up on the fears of supply. But we've still got, with the markets after these 4 days, probability is indicating that there would be a relief from the recent pressures. We're expecting a bit of a rally. It's still in high risk, but we'll be watching that 10-year yield relative strength of the dollar or just the MMRI. The oddity is that the dollar, gold, and 10-year yield are all moving higher together. So that's indicating a few other things. Right now, we've got stocks, we're in the red, although I expect that pre-market, possibly even by market open, they might be in the green. So we've got futures still showing a bit of mixed territories. We'll keep an eye on these things. So calendar today, very light. We've only got a Chicago Fed president speaking 10:30 a.m. They can move markets. However, we're not getting like a large amount of data or anything else. We do have earnings from Amex and Procter and Gamble, and so the big story, basically Iran. Ali Khamenei's birthday is today, so I guess they sent him a bit of a present. We've got S&P joining Moody's, downgrading Israel on geopolitical risk. So their sovereign debt just got downgraded. So we've got quite a few things we're watching. Cisco will be up in the news. They're unveiling artificial intelligence powered, they're calling it Hyper Shield. So security, they are basically backbone equipment that runs the internet. We also had Meta, which is Facebook, basically talking about their Llama, large language model, artificial intelligence, about how wonderful it is and it's beating out the others. We are looking forward to the Bitcoin halving, should happen. It's expected tomorrow. So that's going to be driving cryptocurrencies probably higher territory, I would expect today. We've got a couple of other stories that I'd like to bring up because these show what happens in currency battles, currency wars. Indonesia is looking into what's happening with the strengthening dollar. So they're ramping up steps to kind of bolster their economy. And what do they do with this? Generally, they will buy foreign reserves, trade out, and then also adjust their holdings so that if the stronger dollar puts pressure on their currency, they won't go out the same way that the Zimbabwe dollar did. So basically, with that, they have put out a new currency called the ZiG. However, it's not available until the end of the month. So in the meantime, no one will accept the old currency, which is now basically worthless, including government services. So they're in a little bit of this gray area where no one will take the old currency already. The new currency is not available. So what are they doing? Pricing everything in dollars, US dollars. So going into the wars and trade and what happened, basically, there were strikes that had happened. Israel struck Iran. They're saying it's mostly drone strikes. So airlines had to change their paths. They did do no-fly zones, basically shut everything down in the dark hours of the day. So we'll see how that kind of affects things. So we've got the FBI director in the United States saying that they're putting everybody on alert for potential threats against Jewish Americans ahead of Passover. So this is a huge holiday. Basically, Passover is Tuesday on the full moon. So expecting escalations until that date. So we'll keep an eye on that. We've also got a story come out of Russia, and this is kind of obvious, but they're talking about the US supporting Ukraine for their own benefit. Dmitry Peskov is saying that American lawmakers favoring the bill basically to send all of this money over to Ukraine are quote unquote not forgetting about themselves and only want to see the money get funneled back to the US military industrial complex. So I think he was very light about saying this. It's very clear that this is what has been happening. It's been basically a giant money laundering uh, scheme going on, and many of the politicians have invested in these military complex companies, namely Raytheon, uh, Northrop Grumman, and the like. So, what else are we watching? FBI chief is warning that Xi Jinping, the CCP licensed Chinese hackers, are physically going to wreak havoc on the US infrastructure. And so, the first example that we got early this morning's water tower in Texas suddenly starting to overflow. So they're blaming Russian hackers. The United States gets attacked constantly all day. So no telling exactly right now. They've also got Frontier Communications has also been hit by cyber attack. So this is a new form war that has been going on. So we've got the trade war, physical wars, and now cyber attacks. So this is all just a part of the whole thing going on. So these cyber attacks don't attack um, computers necessarily, but the lower level chips that control the infrastructure. Also at risk are energy utility companies and the likes. So moving over, we've got more news coming out. United States blocked Palestine UN membership bid. So basically all of the countries, everybody's building new alliances and choosing sides for what is to come. So we've got Colombia wants to join BRICS, uh, basically versus the US dollar. We've got South American state wants to become a NATO member, and Brazil is promoting them with this. So on the other side, we've got Argentina is requesting um, basically global partner status, and they want to join NATO. So realigning. We've also got United States reimposing Venezuela sanctions. This is in large part so they can price down their resources, basically oil, for the most part, not also gold. So a couple of lava updates I wanted to go over. We've got Mount Ruang erupting, major volcanic eruption. It's in Indonesia. And it's so large that it has triggered a tsunami warning and also evacuation of thousands of people. So this is not just settled to here. We've got the volcano in Iceland also erupting and multiples around. We've got more earthquakes happening, and basically seismic activity in general is on a serious uptick. And I've taken a lot of heat for this, pun intended, but from people saying, no, you're just hearing about it in the news more. I actually looked at the numbers and it has increased quite a bit, and we're about to hit highs. So, for all of those that basically were saying that I'm not a volcanologist and all of that, if the numbers are true, it's up. Activity is up for certain. And I wanted to bring this up too. There's a once in a lifetime nova explosion. They don't know exactly when it will happen. However, it's due soon. But there's a couple of things about it I wanted to point out. First, the amazing part, it's going to be visible to the naked eye. They are comparing this to Polaris. So in brightness, during the night sky, it will be easy to see. So they're saying that at the time that star blew up, 3,000 years ago, Bronze Age was ending. You had the rise of the kingdom of David in Palestine and all of this stuff going on, but that's how far back in time the explosion occurred. It looks like it appears out of nowhere. It'll stay visible for about a week and will dim back down. So a lot of comparisons to the Star of Bethlehem and right about the same period of time. So there's a lot of ironies in that and a lot of other things that go along with it. I'll leave it at that for now. So with that, I want to wish you all a great weekend and also mention that we're talking about having a Discord chat at 10 o'clock today, Eastern Daylight Time. So US markets open. The open markets are at 9:30 a.m. So that would give about half an hour for the highest volume and opening to die down for the traders. We'll be in there probably 10 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. There will be an open Discord invite in the links below. I would love to see you in there, at least in the main chat for questions and answers. And if you can't make that time period for the open, then just leave us some chat in the lines and we'll keep you up to date on the next time we decide to do this. So until I see you again, my friends, stay free.